You can take a guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
Can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. in tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford?
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. There ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Floyd Mayweather has once again shaken up the boxing world by calling out Terence Crawford right after Canelo Alvarez's latest fight. With his trademark confidence and unbeaten record, Mayweather made it clear he's willing to step back into spotlight for another high-stakes clash. The possibility of him facing Crawford, a pound-for-pound superstar admired for his skill and dominance, has fans and experts buzzing with excitement. This potential matchup has injected fresh energy, debate, and anticipation into boxing's ever-changing narrative, leaving the sport's future more thrilling than ever.
Let me ask you though, Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 10-9 rounds clear and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes never got put down, and he was the best, one of the best to ever do it, and it's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence "Bud" Crawford preserved his undefeated legacy by defeating Canelo Alvarez via unanimous decision, capturing the undisputed super middleweight championship. The historic clash unfolded on September 13, 2025, at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, drawing massive anticipation worldwide. Moving up two weight divisions, Crawford showcased supreme confidence from the opening bell. Despite facing the naturally larger and power-driven Canelo, he masterfully dictated the pace of the fight. With precise footwork, sharp boxing skills, and perfectly timed combinations, Crawford neutralized Canelo's strength, proving his dominance across multiple weight classes.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo on the boat. Break it down for me. How did he win that fight the way you wanted to?
I think they even though Canelo is strong, these fighters here, and they hear what people say. Canelo was undefeated. Look at what he did in Spence. Look at what he did with some of his people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
For this fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. backed Terence Crawford, showing full faith in his skills to overcome Canelo Alvarez. Despite Crawford entering as the underdog, Mayweather confidently wagered $50. 0-0-0 on him to win via moneyline at plus 148 odds. When Crawford triumphed by unanimous decision, the bet paid off in grand fashion, earning Mayweather $124, 0-0-0. His gamble not only reflected unwavering confidence in Crawford's talent, but also underscored Mayweather's sharp insight and deep understanding of boxing's competitive dynamic.
Check this out, guys. Floyd Mayweather just shared a social media that he bet $50,000 in Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford made Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talk to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo, we're going to hear from Crawford, and I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Mayweather bet on Crawford and made some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio because I know the broadcast will go all against Canelo, all against him all week from the rivals. I don't expect anything different.
Floyd Mayweather has made his stance in the pound-for-pound debate crystal clear, naming Terence Crawford the best fighter in the world today. After Crawford's brilliant victory over Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather praised his unmatched skill set, discipline, and dominance across multiple divisions. For Mayweather, pound-for-pound greatness is defined not just by titles, but by consistently proving superiority against elite opponents. In his eyes, Crawford has done exactly that. By defeating world-class champions while maintaining an undefeated record, Crawford has firmly established himself as a fighter every contender must measure against in modern boxing.
Fight Hub TV, right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
My
two,
pleasure.
Champ, wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
And lastly for me, Champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
After Canelo Alvarez claimed Terence Crawford is far better than Floyd Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, Jeff Mayweather, fired back. He argued Canelo's remarks were more about protecting his own reputation, boosting Crawford's standing to make his loss seem less damaging. Jeff reminded fans that Canelo's defeat to Floyd came during his prime years, countering the idea that Mayweather was past his best. He further disputed comparisons of defense, insisting that while Crawford is an exceptional fighter, Floyd's defensive mastery remains unmatched.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo did, this time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had what a lot of people had as a draw. So then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience. He still took him, into deep water. So.
What was Canelo? 25?
Yeah, very, very young in the game, obviously.
Yeah, very young. He had more fights before, and he lost.
Yeah, but
man, that was 37 years old, 36.
Well, Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people, but
you at the top of your career in your prime. You're in your prime when you're 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
the prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Okay. So, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
But I mean,
Make himself look like he did something great.
Trainer Greg Hackett has shared his thoughts on the Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Terence Crawford debate, firmly stating that Mayweather remains a superior fighter. While acknowledging Crawford's impressive win over Canelo Alvarez, Hackett believes Mayweather's unmatched defense and extraordinary ring IQ give him the edge. He credited Crawford's talent, but stressed that Mayweather's undefeated record and dominance across several weight classes secure his place above Crawford in the all-time rankings. Hackett's view underscores a lively debate in boxing circles about who truly defines this era's greatness.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought, and the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring. Who's the better fighter?
Of course, you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time. Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ. You know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we didn't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great to me.
Eddie Hearn has openly rejected Canelo Alvarez's claim that Terence Crawford is greater than Floyd Mayweather Jr. According to Hearn, Crawford's resume falls short when compared to Mayweather's, as several Crawford opponents were past their prime. While acknowledging Crawford's impressive achievements, including his recent win over Canelo, Hearn argued that Crawford still lacks the extensive list of elite victories that Mayweather secured across multiple divisions, which ultimately solidified Floyd's place among boxing's all-time greats.
Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. But I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault. His resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now, Ricky Burns is a great fighter. It's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion. But you can't say that he is, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. Even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, Gamboa, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo, like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really trying to get a finish?
Carmel Martin has once again stated his belief that Floyd Mayweather will always be the true GOAT of boxing. Despite the recent excitement surrounding Terence Crawford's dominance, including his impressive win over Canelo Alvarez, Martin insists that Mayweather's flawless record, unmatched ring IQ, defensive mastery, and consistent success across multiple weight divisions set a standard that few, if any, can reach. While he respects Crawford's skill and accomplishments, Martin stressed that greatness goes beyond a single fight or moment. It's about longevity, perfection, and history. In his eyes, Mayweather's legacy still belongs on an entirely different level.
Where do you sit with this? Because two pound-for-pound greats of this era. Canelo, we see the resume. Crawford, 2-time undisputed. Potentially this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. We see him face off. They're around the same size. If not, Crawford is a little bigger than. Yeah, for sure. So really just we're gonna see tomorrow. How it plays out. Whoever the better man is than that, I feel like it's even playing fields, and both guys coming ready. So we're just gonna have to see.
if Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. I know it's hard to say you've been with Floyd, and a lot of people are saying Floyd is greatest, but does that at least put him in that conversation with you, with Floyd Mayweather, your Manny Pacquiao, your Sugar Ray Leonards, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well, because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. You know, of course, nobody will, but I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time.
Could Floyd Mayweather's call out of Terence Crawford pave the way for one of the biggest fights in boxing history? Or should Mayweather stay retired and let Crawford define this era? Share your thoughts in the comments below.